Hey folks, good to see everybody again. Let me just open up my water here. All right, so today we're going to be adding some furniture to our health lodge. Um, since we last spoke, I have improved the health lodge just a little bit. I've fixed some of the windows, or at least the holes in the windows, to make them a little more uh, exact, I would say. I think they were a little staggered and it didn't look all that great, but now things are looking a little better. As you can see, I've also added the wood planks. Um, I think they look pretty good, even though the texture material is being picked up here on the side, and it still looks like, a side of the wood plank. But I think these look pretty good, besides basically looking the exact same on each one. So I might end up adding some randomness later down the line, but this is a good first pass, I think, for the outside. So today we're gonna just be adding the like metal awning on the side, some benches up front, and then some of the furniture and things with inside the uh, the actual building. So what I want to do is actually update this wood board here because that's kind of obnoxious. I think it's a little inaccurate at how big those are. So I actually pulled up the material over here on my other screen. So I'm just going to change the tiling. Oh, and I now see that that tiling is going to change the wall boards as well. So I think instead of that, I'm going to create a new one. We're going to hit duplicate, and we're going to call this health lodge inside ceiling. And I'm going to apply that to the roof, and then I'll change the ceiling over here on my other screen. That way it won't disrupt the tiling of the wall. See that, how the walls staying the same, but the ceiling's changing. So the reason I'm doing this is because we ended up stretching this ceiling out really wide, which is why the tiling was really wide at first, and so basically the scales of the wall and the ceiling are going to be off. But I am going to make these boards a little bigger than what we see on the wall, just because it kind of makes sense that the um, the ceiling boards might be a little bit bigger. So not too terribly bigger, but maybe something like a 2x6 or something, or 2x12 even, 2x10, something like that. Whereas these are like basically 1x2s, I think, is how I would see that. Oh, and I'm realizing I should probably put a window there. Let me put a window real quick. Um, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's select all of these boards that we see as basically part of that window, and huh, probably need to resize all of them. So we're going to bring them all this way. And we'll have to fix those up here. So let's maybe move these, change these sizes. Okay. And these probably need to be a little smaller. And we can move those kind of into place wherever we need. About right there. That still looks good. Okay, and then we should be able to just make these a little bit longer. I'm going to try to get really precise. So it's exactly the same length. Right there. Okay, and then I'll just copy that length and add it there. All right, now we just take, I think we probably want to take these. No, let's just grab these. And move them this way. And probably should square this up here to where those are exactly the same length. Or where they start right at the same spot. That right there, and we'll grab all of them. Just put it into place. All right, and we should be able to just make these long, and we'll see if they line up exactly where we need them to. How does that look? That's way too long. That's pretty sufficient. We'll just elongate these. Something like that. And I'm now seeing these need to be elongated just a tiny bit. There we go. Nice, that looks pretty believable. And then we should probably close this up here. So I think I'm just gonna drag this over and then shorten it up. About like that. And let's just shorten this up here. Put that into place. That should do it. All right. So I want to add some ceiling fans and then put some lights in there. And then maybe just some fake lights so that we can have some, actual lights going on because it's pretty dark in here. Like if you go back here, you literally can't see anything. This is just so dark. So let's go to the fab and see if we can find some ceiling lights. Of course, we'll go free. All right, we got a ceiling fan. Some of these lights are a little too modern for the Health Lodge. These look pretty accurate. We might use these outside, maybe. We'll just like set them up outside. I'm gonna add that to project and then we'll see where we can use that. Those might be good in the maintenance shed too, the maintenance building. All right. I think this fan might be good. It's just pretty bare. What about this one? That looks a little too modern as well. We need like an old like wooden fan maybe. That's too modern. Fluorescent ceiling lamp. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. Maybe we could put that in the exam room, like put a couple of them in there. Let's see what this looks like. Does it actually have a light? I don't see light bulbs in there, but I'm gonna add that because I think I might end up using it. Ooh, here's another overhead light. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it does have some bulbs in it. That looks pretty good. Maybe we'll add that. We'll probably use that in some different places too. Ooh, here we go. Old ceiling fan. Yeah, this might work. This might work for like the left side of the cabin of the health lodge. Let's go ahead and place that. Let's go to the left side. I'm gonna get that ready. So that's old ceiling fan. Let's jump over here and let's just put it like right in the middle, right up here. Um, place it there. And I don't see it. Where the heck is it? You know, this happened last time with a really nice asset that I liked. Um, I wonder if it's not available um, for Unreal. Let's just take a look. For Unreal 4, yeah. Not sure why it's not showing up though. Do I need to enable it somehow? Let's go to details. Old ceiling fan, simulate physics. I don't really know. Visibility, block, custom visibility overlap. I don't know what that is. I don't want to mess with it. Let's just do default. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go back to the fab. Maybe we'll try to find another one. Old ceiling fan. And you know what? This one might just have to do for now. And if I figure out how to make one, make that old ceiling fan actually show up. Hello. I just clicked on it earlier, but I had to go free product. So let's see. We can show it. Oh, for some reason my network might be down. It looks like the stream is buffering. Let me see if I can refresh. Maybe my computer is just glitching out. It could certainly be it. Let me just save the level before everything crashes. Yeah, for some reason my network might be a little jacked right now. Yeah, Twitch says it's offline. So something must have reset on the network. Let me see what's going on. My computer is just glitching out hardcore right now. So OBS is still running. Let me refresh the stream, see if we're still going. Okay, the stream is still live. Let me refresh the fab because that might be needed as well. Okay, I see the streams back up. Old. I think we're back. I just was a little blip. Okay. Uh, let's just pick. Ooh, these look kind of cool. I might add this to the Health Lodge because I think that would be awesome on like a table or something. All right, so this was the ceiling fan that I wanted to add, and we'll just put this one in for now. And it has a light, which is really what I want, is that light. Okay, again, I can't see it. That is so weird. Oh, whoa. That's why I can't see it, because the ceiling fan is absolutely gargantuan. That is hilarious. I think I've done this already. Like, I've definitely been duped by my own naivety. That's hilarious. Okay, so we do have this ceiling fan that I really wanted. It was just literally we were inside of the ceiling fan. That's how big it was. So that's funny. I remember that happened with the sink as well. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. You guys might need to help hold me accountable because I definitely will think that it's invisible and yet we're literally inside of it. So, all right, maybe right there. Let's try that. And then let's move this point light and we'll put it right where the ceiling fan is. And I think I might change this from a point light to um, a rectangle light. Oh, it actually glows. Look at that. That's cool. Whoa. Maybe I don't need a light. If I can change the brightness of this, that would be sick. Uh, let me just search brightness or luminosity. No, but it definitely is giving off like a glow. Linear dampening. Yeah, I don't see any like custom lighting overlap light resolution. What is that? Not quite sure what that means. Light mask setting, emissiveness boost. Can I change that? I don't think I can. It's basically grayed out there, but that would be what I want. Yeah, I see my images in the way, my overlay, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't see any brightness for this. So let's go ahead and add our own light just to brighten things up a little bit. So we're going to go to lights, and we're going to go to spotlight, and we're going to rotate this spotlight down. So we're going to focus it down like this. And then let's change the intensity and the luminosity or the radius. We'll go like that. I think that's fine. Outer cone angle. Let's make this pretty big. And let's change the light color. Give it a little bit of a yellow. All right. We'll just put this right into place. Oops. There we go. Now, whenever we play, we can go in there and we have semi-functioning light. I wonder if I can make this light a little more broad. Yeah, there we go. Just need to make the radius a little bit bigger. And let's make the cone just a little bigger as well. Alright, let's play that and see what that looks like. See if it lights up the room. Yeah, it lights up the room pretty well. And then let's put a light in here as well. We're going to use a different light. Let's go to the fab. Ceiling lights. Here's another ceiling light that I really like. We'll put that one for the shop, the maintenance building. Honestly, these wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. That one might work. Let's add it just in case. Here we go. This one looks sort of decent. Looks kind of like a cheap light, you know, they would have put in the health lodge. Okay. Let's go ahead and download that one. And where'd it go? We'll put it in there, see what it looks like. Maybe we'll put it in the bathroom or something. And is it absolutely massive? Where did it go? Is it underground? I don't see it. It's way over there. What is it doing over there? Look at that. It's off in the middle of nowhere. Um, we need to actually change the gizmo. And I don't remember how to do that. I think I can do uh, pivot. Set as pivot offset. Pivot. Set as pivot offset there. And then we can move that. There we go. It's better. Let's move this. All right, now I don't know where it went. What the heck? It's like teleporting on me. All right, this thing is being ornery. Let me change my camera speed because I need to zoom around a little better. Wow, this perspective is really weird. I don't know why, but I'm just getting really weird. It's actually huge. I didn't think it was that big. It's no matter, we can size it down. It is glowing, which is kind of cool. It's glowing really bright. Holy cow. Let's just size this down. And where did my gizmo go? My gizmo left me. So I'm going to pivot, that offset here, snapped, and then let's just make this a little smaller. All right. And then let's put this in the bathroom. Maybe like right there. And then let's drop another light in here. Spotlight. And actually, let me take this light because I really liked it. Really liked what we did with it. So let's Alt drag, and we'll just brighten this room up a little bit. Let's take the intensity down just a little bit. Seems a little harsh, I think. Can we make the angle attenuation radius, source radius, source length, temperature. All right, what does that look like? We jump in there. I think that's doable. All right, let's add a little bit of furniture. So how about we start with the TV stand? Let's go see what we got in the fab. Ooh, those look pretty good. They're also free. Oh, this retro TV. Definitely want to put that in here. And then I think this TV stand looks pretty plain. It might be a little too modern, but if we find something better, we can certainly throw it in here. Finally, a mesh that is not absolutely huge. All right, and then let's just search for TV. We'll drop that there. Oh my gosh. Why do they have to be so big? There we go. Looks like there's a fireplace here, so let's go ahead and add a fireplace. Let's look at the fab, see what we got. We might have to build our own fireplace. We certainly will have to build a fireplace on the outside, because if we look at the photo, um, that one's not going to show it. But this one, you can see the fireplace is sticking up outside on the backside here. And it's just like basically, cobblestone. So we will have to, go find a fireplace or build one ourselves. So I would assume that the inside fireplace is also cobblestone. Um, that's going to be too big. So let's see if we can find one that works. None of those looked pretty good. This one looks a little okay, but I think for now we can put it. We can we can maybe change it later on. That might have been fine there. Yeah, that's good. We'll do that. See if we have some fire. I don't know how to add fire, so let's just see if they have fire. Uh, Fire, fireplace. Who's this fire pack loop? Wonder if we could just throw this in the fireplace. I have no clue how to add it, but I think it's a mesh, so maybe we just add it like normal. Oh my god, that's huge. I might cancel that. That is way too big. Yeah, this is not a big deal. We don't need the fire. Okay, what is next? We need some shelves. So let's just go find some shelves. These are pretty good. We could probably use those in the trading post, if not here. Uh, Storage racks. Those definitely look good. We'll put those in the maintenance building or in the trading post. Bookcase shelf. It's a little bright, but we could probably change the texture on it. Ooh, this one looks good. Kind of want to put that there as a shelf. It's called Old Dresser. Let's go find that. Not bad, but right here. Jeez, this one's massive, isn't it? Yeah, that's this gets me every time. It's just so funny. Okay, place that here. And let's just make it a little bit bigger. Something like that. And then let's just rotate ever so slightly. That. Okay, and then is that too small? Might have to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that might be too small. All right. And it looks like we have two chairs right here. Uh, don't know if we've downloaded any chairs, but let's just go find a couple. They're probably just, pretty cheap. I don't know if there was any padding on them, but something like this maybe. Maybe an armchair. That might be sufficient. Just something really, really simple. This one's so small. Jeez, this never gets old. Be like that. Drag this over there. And coffee table. Is it a circular? Or we got a square one, so something like this. Seems kind of retro a little bit. All right, scale it up. Put that in place. All right, let's play that. See how that looks. It's pretty reasonable in size. Bookshelf, then the couch. Let's search for old couch. Hmm, I like this old horror sofas. That's cool. That's cool. Um, I definitely don't think I need to download a huge pack like that. So let's just search couch. Yeah, these are probably fine too. We'll see how big they are though. Sounds a little too cartoony. Vintage sofa couch. This one looks decent. Let's see how that goes. Outdoor couch. That one might be fine. Yeah. So let's try this. It's vintage couch. Of course, it's the size of St. Louis. Yeah. It's not incredibly accurate, but it'll do the job. I don't remember what all these furniture pieces look like, but okay, we got two bunk beds, toilet, shower, and sink. Oh, and water heater. Nice. There's a lot packed in there. All right, let's do bunk beds. Oh, these look really good. Maybe the wooden ones? I don't know, were they wooden or were they like metal? I want to say they were wooden. All right, let's go get a water heater. Just a really small, probably 30 gallon maybe. Ooh. Water heaters do not come cheap. There's no free water heaters. There's water coolers. Okay. Well, oh, here's one. All right, this one's sufficient. Yeah, I didn't even see that. It's a used water heater. Um, Toilet. There's got to be like a dozen toilets that are free. Maybe one with a wooden lid, a wooden seat. I feel like that's something you would have find. Okay. Looks like all we're gonna get is this one. That's fine. And then let's do a shower, and it'll be, one of these like upright square ones, I think. Um, this one might have to do for now, just because it's the only free one. It's certainly not true to what was in there, but okay, that'll do. Let's put another light in here just to brighten things up. Uh, we could put another ceiling fan in here. I think I want to do that because we already have these two things, and I can just drag them over, move them in. So I'm going to do that. Cool. And then bunk beds, old dresser, surfaces, ceiling light, doormat, bunk beds. Okay, let's search. There it is, double bed. Of course, it is the biggest bunk bed ever created. This one has broken all of the Guinness World Records for how big this bunk bed is. Okay, let's just scale this up here with a little bit of fine grained. There we go. That's probably good because we need to get two of these in here. And if we drop in a Manny, and we put him to rest, how big is he? This needs to actually fit a human being. This Manny seems huge, but this is why we do this. So let's just make this a little bit bigger to scale this over here. Is that? Is that too short still? Let's go just a little bit more. Instead of 225, let's do 235. 245. Let's try 275. See what that gets us. Seems pretty tall, but see how wide it is. Oh yeah, this might be a little too big. Either this mannequin's like huge or I'm just making this bunk bed a little bit too big. But I think this should go down ever so slightly because we need to fit a whole nother one in here. So I'm gonna go there, I think. We'll do that size. I wonder what this would look like if we just elongate it. Not very good. I don't know. I still think it's just a little too small. We'll try that. Let's see what that looks like. We'll put a second one in here. And as far over as we can. Okay. I know that's pretty narrow. But this might be the best we can do. And he would definitely not fit on this bed. All right, let's just jump back here, see if this makes sense. Yeah, I think so. It doesn't look too bad. I don't know if that table's gonna fit. It's gonna have to be a small table. Oh, and we have another bookshelf here. Let's just copy this. Unless do we have maybe we did have a different bookshelf. Let's just put a little bit of effort into this bookshelf. So, shelving. Of course, this shelf is. Are we an ant? What the heck? Come on, that's like the size of the mountain. Like, why does it have to be that big? And I might be able to put two of these in. Just like side by side like that. That looks pretty good. They're really shiny. I don't know why they need to be that shiny. Oh well. All right, now we need the toilet. Oh, we also need a sink. I forgot about that. Bathroom sink. This one's probably sufficient. Okay, and we'll go find our toilet. Big toilet for some big dumps. Okay, and then the water heater. Rotate it so we can see some of the stuff going on. And I think there should probably be a standpipe coming out, like a pipe thing. Is this upside down? No, I think that's right side up. Yeah, and then we'll put like a pipe going out the top or something. Then we need a shower. Of course, it's way too big. Okay. Does that look believable? Yeah, it does. Definitely looks like the right size. Okay, I think we got everything. At least everything that Abby called out in the, at least on this side, called out in the drawing that she gave us. Let's add the floor back and see what this looks like. So this is going to be in SPSR. Going to go to buildings, health lodge, uh, materials. Thought I had some flooring. Health lodge wood, maybe? Yeah, that might have been the floor. Yep, I think that was the floor. I'm going to actually move that into materials. We're going to call that floor so I don't forget. Um, let's just add a little more character to this side, and we're going to add a rug and some paintings. Oh, this is perfect. And let's just find a few paintings. Put an old witch in there. She's the nurse. Not sure what that is, but sure, we'll add that. That is scary. I don't think I want that. Should we put the clown in there? Put it above the fireplace. That would be cool. Let's add that. All right, that's enough paintings. We got the rug. Let's go ahead and put the rug down. Oh, we already went to the Victorian painting. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go ahead and grab it. Put it on the wall over here. Let's move it this way. Give it a little spin. And of course the gizmo is not where it should be, so let's pivot and snap it to there. Let's just put this above the mantle. Let's go find the rug. Not sure what it was called, so we're just gonna go right here. Is this it? Let's see a texture on it. Hmm. Yeah, let's go to View and Fab. Let's verify if this was the right one. Yeah, this is the rug, but it's doesn't have anything going on. Okay, this is in Game Fab Faded Tapestry Rug. See, this is Faded Tapestry Rug. Oh, maybe you put the material onto it. That would be cool. You just put in your own design. I like that idea. Also, this rug is probably the biggest thing I've ever seen. Why is it that big? Who asked for it to be that big? I don't know. That looks a little cartoonish. I bet we could find a better rug. And I'm sure if we would have put a texture on it, it would have looked a little bit better, but don't really want to put a texture on it right now. However, this is a texture for an antique rug. Oh, I like the idea of that. Let's add this to project. Let's just play around with this. I'm thinking if we do a shape, we put in a plane. drop the plane down. Let me take this material. We just put it on that plane. Oh, material. What? Where did that go? I don't know. Oh, I put it on the actual wood. That's right. Okay, so this. Nope, still didn't work. All right, what if we drop it on this? Does that work? Okay, yes, that does work. Sweet. I like this. We'll just make this a little bit bigger. And just barely put it over like that. Cool. I think that should look really cool. Now it's got a little more character, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. That looks so neat. Glad that worked out. What else did we get? We got some paintings. So let's put those down. Let's see, we have this antique painting. I don't really see. I don't see that that's game ready. Oh, we had a witch. Where did our witch go? There she is. Let's put her there. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's a good start. I might call it a day because I'm getting pretty tired and should probably get some sleep. But we pretty much filled out the left side. Still need to make some doors. Still need to put some windows on the back. But before we leave, let's just drop this into the world. And I'm going to save all this. Because I don't think we've actually put this into SPSR yet. So let's see what this looks like. Of course, we still need to make the awning. We didn't really get to that today. But I have some ideas to make it. Should be pretty straightforward. All right, so first thing we want to do is select everything within the world and then make it a level instance. And we want to get rid of player start. I don't know about this point light. We might leave that. We'll get rid of the Manny. We'll end up putting an actual Manny in there for like Christine, my mom, or I don't know, someone else if they want to be the nurse. Let's not do the floor. And I think that's it. All right, so then we're going to go level, create level instance. And we'll call this Health Lodge 2. All right, and then let's just hide everything so we can verify that that indeed is all of it. So that is. And we'll dare open up the speaker level. um, I probably should rename it because it's not easy to remember, but it's this one right here. Should probably rename it to like official speaker world, unless I already did that. I probably need to get a little more organized with this. We'll see what this looks like. Maybe this will be right. Okay, I see all these areas here. I think that's going to be correct. Okay. Oh, what? Okay. I was about to say what's going on there in the landscape. Zoom up to 5 so we can fly out to our health lodge. And let's let the map load because it's rendering a lot of stuff right now. All right, we're almost there. Okay, here we are. And for some reason, the placeholder is gone, but that's okay. Just put another one down. One we just made. So there's a commissary. We'll go to our content drawer, drop down to SPSR, buildings, health lodge. This is going to be health lodge 2. We're just going to drag, put it right there. We'll probably have to. Oh, I forgot about that stuff. I won't worry about it today. I'll delete it at some point. But we'll have to like level the land out and get it just right. So we have a lot of little work to do, but we'll get there. Should get back just a little bit more. Either that or I need to turn on the emissive layer for the map so we know exactly where this building is. How does that look? Are we clipping it all? Are we underground? Looks like we are underground. I will definitely flatten the ground here at some point. And then, of course, I'll get rid of those. All right, let's find our player start. And let's move our player start to where the camera's at. And I should probably make this a shortcut because I do this all the time. But basically moving the player start to the camera. Or I think what I should do is probably get rid of the player start. That way, whenever I click play, it just assumes that player starts where the camera is currently located because I want to be able to render it, with everything around it and see how it performs. All right. So I really want to do this where whoops, not that. Ooh, actually unlit looks really cool. No, I want to go back to lit. I'm going to open up the photo that I took and do a side by side, see if we can make things out here. See, I would have taken this photo like right around here, maybe. Yeah, this might do to be a little further up, but I think it's good for now. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Um, Ceiling might be a little low, to be honest, just by maybe a couple inches, but it's not terrible. All right, well, I think that will do it for today. Thanks for joining again, and I think on the next one we'll keep going on the Health Lodge unless something else cool pops up. I was talking with some friends that were on staff over the weekend, and one of the game modes that we talked about was maybe capture the flag in the valley here. You know, basically from here all the way down to the maintenance building. I think that would be pretty cool. Is like a game mode where you play against like NPCs, or I don't know, have to like basically play capture the flag or something. So I've just been thinking about like little game modes that I would want to try to have, and that would certainly be one of them. So, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. It's pretty long day. I'm pretty tired. Thanks for joining. See you later.